Oops. Hello. I forgot that I was doing the stream. Let's see. Um, let's see. What were we doing? We were doing this stuff. Let me close that one. That one. Yeah, we were working on. Maybe I should bring up the Excalibur. By the way, I saw there was an Excalibur VS Code plugin that uses like files in your project to persist the Excaliburs. That's pretty cool. Anyways, so we're working on this thing, and we have like two explicit states. One state that is awaiting authentication, and this state is driven by the auth feature, because that's responsible for authenticating. And then when you're authenticated, it moves into a loading state where like the skeleton is like, you won't notice this happening, like the skeleton will just be there, which is the whole point. And then we're down here, and when we're loading, we want to resolve the loading of this data, and we want to collect groceries, tasks, and the week. And the question is, any of these can fail, meaning what should we do about that? Should we like we could say that, okay, this application actually needs to collect all three, which means that this could be an environment interface in itself, like just grabbing all 3 points for that data. And maybe that's the way we should do it, because that makes our application code better, and we don't need that flexibility of, I think. No, we don't need that flexibility, and we do want it to fail if some piece of data doesn't work. We don't want to load up the rest. We want you to like refresh the application or something. So maybe we should just do that, because now we're kind of, oh, I have this API and it doesn't perfectly suit my application, right? Because I want to fetch all three of them at the same time, which is really interesting, right? When we do it from that perspective. Get family data, like we can just do that. And what this returns is a result of storage read, let's see. So what we want is groceries, grocery DTO, and it should give us the tasks, task DTO, and it should give us the week. And that's week DTO. Now the thing is that I'll keep these ones because we might need to like update them lazily in the background. For example, if the application is open and we move into a new week, we have to download that week, for example. So I'll keep these, but we have this new get family data. So let us implement that in our sandbox environment. Let's see, get family data. That's a result async, okay. This needs to be groceries. Do we have, how did I store this? Groceries, tasks. Yeah, by the way, this, of course, since we're grabbing a specific week, we need to have week ID here. So let's see, week ID, tasks, week, weeks, week ID. Like that. Cool. So that gives us the data. Where were we? Dashboard. So what we're going to do here, we have the family storage, and then we're just going to return family storage, get family data with the no, not the family UID, but we need to pass it the week ID. And this needs to be a utility that we're going to, let's remove this stuff. That's going to be a utility for us. And I already have this code somewhere. Let me see. I think I have it in a sandbox somewhere. Like this app has been implemented. This is the third time I'm building it. By the way, I talked to my girlfriend. Like, we're talking about life. What do we want to do with our lives? How do we want to work? How do we want to spend time with our kids and all this stuff? And we're really trying to find a way. Like, it's going to hit us like it's going to be insane. Like, after, like, next year, right after like New Year's, we'll both be working and we have kids in kindergarten, and that's going to hit us like a fucking flood. It's going to be horrible. We're prepared for it, but it's really interesting how society is not built for having kids at all. Just the fact that you have to you kind of have to work from like 8 to 4 or 9 to 5, and you have to bring kids to kindergarten and bring them home and eat dinner and like get them to bed. You get like maybe 1 hour together without stress during the day, which is just insane. That's not the kind of society you really want, or the environment you want to have around your kids. And yeah, so we've been talking about this, and we're saving up money. So like after, so we'll like in 1 year we'll have a horrible time for 6 months, but after next summer we hope to have saved up enough money so she can like take a leave from work for 6 months. And we really just want to figure out how she can like explore. She has a lot of ideas, and she doesn't have the time to explore them like I do, because I do coding. Coding is something you can like do in between, and being a programmer is like having superpowers. You can have ideas, and you can like in 1 hour you can have something on the screen. But like if your inspiration is around food, for example, like that requires a ton more effort and work and time. But anyways, so we started talking about this application because this has been helping us a lot. And we had this idea, like this conceptual idea, that this app is about giving some predictability and structure to families to help them with just what I talked about, this horrible society we live in, which isn't built for having kids at all. And then we talked about having that structure as a foundation, but then being able to nudge people to do things that are good for them. Like, it's not about making people happy all the time, because that's not how life works, but it's just making like healthy decisions. So one way we could do that is you will create all these tasks. Like, this would be, okay, who brings our kid to kindergarten this week? Who brings our kid back from kindergarten this week? And you kind of commit to that for each day. And then you have like grocery shopping and like all kinds of stuff you need to do that you kind of commit to. But what we can do is that we can generate some tasks that kind of just pops up when you plan your week. So for example, take 30-minute walk and listen to music, for example. That just pops up, and then you can decide if you want to commit to it or not. Like, okay, I'll do that on Thursday. I have some extra time. Or eat lunch together. Like stuff like that kind of comes up as a suggestion, and it just naturally pops up in the planning. So yeah, we had this idea of like bringing structure, which is the most important foundation, because that nudging doesn't help you at all if you're like super stressed and things aren't working out. But maybe that nudging could create some nice, like, again, it's not about being so super happy all the time, but give you some good experiences, kind of set you up for some good experiences. Anyways, I'm diverging. we were actually grabbing data. Yeah, the week ID, sorry. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Where this should be on my account, I think. Do I have the... How do I load more stuff? All sandboxes? Where's that week planner thing? Didn't I store that somewhere? Meep? Oh, this is just drafts. No. My drafts. Week planner. There we have it. Week planner. Where is utils? Here we have some. Okay, so we need date functions. And then I think I'm just going to copy this. We're going to need all of these, I think. The question now is, where do we put this? Like the utilities. Do we need those across the features, or is this part of the dashboard feature? I think we're going to create our own utility thing here. Where the hell do we put that? Should have a source directory, really. Can you use that? Can you use a source directory with does Next.js understand that? Yeah, we have to have that. Let's see if we can. I guess they have some automatic stuff related to that. Because then we can have. Oh, did I? There we go. Sorry. Pages, features should also be there. Okay, cool. So we have pages, and then we can have utils. Let's just insert that. I didn't type this, did I? Yeah, I did. This is TypeScript. Cool. Yeah, anyways, so what we want to do is get current weekday ID. That's the thing I want. So in our dashboard, we want to, where are we? Get family data, get current weekday ID from utils. Then we want to resolve this. And we want to resolve this by sending type. Do we have something for that? Do we have an event for data loaded? Okay. Data loaded. Yeah, groceries, tasks, week. And that's what we actually get here. Groceries, tasks, week. Why isn't this happy? Oh, weekday ID. I want week ID. Oh, get first date of current week. That's the ID. Let's see. Yes. Like that's the ID. Like it's Monday based. Like first day is Monday. It's weird that some actually have Sunday as the first day. I never understood that. But anyways, so we're let's see. Week ID. So this would be the week ID. That's how we store data on weeks. It's when it's by the date of Monday of that week. Okay, so what happens if there's an error? do we have an error event? No. Type, this is also considered private, so data loaded. Yeah, this should like be a success. And data loaded error. And then we need, I think we can just use the data loaded error actually. So this should have groceries, tasks, and week. We'll add that, groceries, tasks, and week. That's happy. And then we have data loaded error. And this takes an error, or was it message? Oh, I haven't added it. Let's see. Type of data loaded error. Let's just give an error of string. Why is this not showing me? Type of data loaded error is string. There we go. Okay, so this should result in the state being, oops, error, and I think it needs an error. Yes, cool. So now we're free to data loaded success. And what we're going to send when there's an error is to send type data loaded error. Not data loaded. It should be data load success. Let me rename. Oh, come on. Data load success and data load error. Load. Okay, data load error. I do not think I actually get anything here. So the error would be something bad happened. Because this error doesn't actually have, it doesn't have any data related to it. I haven't added anything. So if it's not found, let's just send the same thing, but we'll could not find data. And then what was the other one? No access. You do not have access to this data. Cool. This looks much better. So now we actually load up our data. It moves into a loaded state, and that sets us up for actually using the data. Cool. Oops. Off. Let's see if we get this running again. I think Next.js just magically understands that we have a source directory. Maybe. Yeah, exactly. Amazeballs. Cool. So what we want to do, we want to take a look at our dashboard now. Yeah, and let's change, what do we call it? Family me. Okay. Maybe these should have like a specific width. Can I do that? Oh, I mean these ones. Oh, it's so annoying that I don't understand how people are able to work with this. And then center, text center. Cool. That's nice. Okay, so we move to family, and the family page now needs to, so this is like the family page. Let's call it family page. And this is actually the thing that returns our dashboard feature. And it needs to have some children. Well, first of all, this page, yeah, how are we going to do that? So we have this thing, and I guess, yeah, I think we want to load the auth feature around this. Auth feature. So we'll put that around each page. Oh, that's interesting. If I do this, it says it's no children. But if I do this, it's kind of, I guess it's like an empty string or something. Interesting. Okay, so we have the auth feature that loads up, does the authentication. We have the dashboard feature. And the question now is, how do we implement yeah, because I think maybe we should create like an auth component, because this is going to look exactly the same, like regardless of the page. So if you're on this page or you're on this page, it's going to have the same auth component, which is a combination of the auth feature and this model that's going to pop up if you're not authenticated. So what I'm thinking is that we have this auth component, which has the auth feature and the actual and like a model, given that it should be displayed, and then the children would actually be the other stuff. So I think we should try to do that first. So this is not part of a specific page, so we can do oh, I didn't know there were like thumbs up on that's cool. Anyways, let's see. Let's create this auth TSX. Now the tricky thing, not the tricky thing, but the thing to keep in mind when you use providers is that like you can't use a provider and write the code, like use it in the same component. You have to provide it from one yeah, maybe we yeah, I'm thinking maybe we should actually expose the auth feature on, yeah, where should we expose it? Let's call this homepage, by the way. No, let's do this first. Export const auth, and this is going to have auth send equals use auth. Yeah, and the thing is, like, this actually needs to, let's create some props here. Children should be of type React node. Children, and this is props. So the thing is, we want to we have to a little bit unnaturally split this up. Yeah, I'm using, is it called Night Owl? Theme. Yeah, Night Owl. I think it's, is this Sarah Drasner who made it? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Gotten used to it. Yes. So what I mean about a little bit unnatural is that this needs to actually return the auth feature, which is the provider, and then maybe we shouldn't call this auth because it's not really auth. It's more like a page container, I would say. Because the responsibility is that it's going to mount the page. It's a wrapper around the page, which happens to yeah, for sure. Let's call it page container, because it actually is our page wrapper. Page container, page wrapper. And that will actually have the children, and it will actually also have the auth component. And this auth component is the thing that's actually responsible for dealing with authentication, which is part of the page container. Page container is very generic. It doesn't say that it doesn't say what it is. It doesn't say anything about it actually holding logic related to return null. Logic related to authentication, but let's just go with this for now, and let's rename this to auth contain page container. Cool. So the idea here is that our family is using the page container, and then we have the dashboard feature, and that will load up the actual dashboard. Cool. Let's create that as well. New file. I'm not sure about technically calling it something else. So this will have the dashboard, and in the dashboard we are now set up for success. Let's see. Dashboards, and I might refactor this later, but yeah, now we have the dashboard there. Blah blah blah, and yes, and our page container. Yeah, I have a meeting in 10 minutes, but let's see. Okay, so we have our page container. It holds, like, this is what holds the actual contents of the page, and it wraps it with authentication. And what we want to do is that we want to typically just render out the thing, but if we're not authenticated, we want to show the model. So even though the dashboard feature has something called requiring authentication, it doesn't mean that the dashboard feature is responsible for showing the actual authentication model. It's just a state it has, just waiting for the authentication to happen. But the actual responsibility of the authentication is inside here. So what we would do is we would check, we would return, now we're getting to the fun stuff. So we would match on auth, and when auth is authenticated, we don't return anything, right? Because that's like what we're supposed to return here is the model if needed. If there's an error, I think we should like return the model with some content. If we're signing in, I don't think we should return anything. Or maybe, yeah, that's a question. Like, should we instantly, when you click sign in, should we hide the model? Or should the model be in a signing in state? I don't know. I kind of like to hide it, because then you kind of you feel that you're instantly signing in, and like the authentication, as I said, just moves seamlessly into the loading of the data. So I think it will feel better. So let's try that. If you're unauthenticated, it means that we want to show this model again. And if we are verifying authentication, we don't want to return anything, because then the skeleton is in charge. Oh, I just love this. The way this matcher helps you to think about how to build your UI, I just love it. Like just now I was going to create this model, and the question isn't to build the model first. The question is, when do I actually want to show it? And this tells me, it asks me, like every time I hit Control Space, it asks me, what do you want to do in this state? What do you want to do in this state? And I just love that. Okay, the question is, how do we actually open the model? I think we can just use like a, let's see, Tailwind CSS. Do they have like a model? No. Okay. I guess that's like too high level. I guess we can just use, let's see, let's try to do something here. So the class name would be, hey. Okay, so let's do, it should be on top at least. And we want to center it on the screen. The question is, how do we want to center it? I guess we can have white. Rounded, small. I guess we should have like a border. Does it have, yeah, border gray, whatever. Should have some padding. Let's do 6, whatever. And a shadow. I think it should have a large shadow. And how do I center the thing with Tailwind? Center, place items. Yeah, I guess it's too low level. I guess we could make the like we could have a main container here. So with the page container, we could like set us up with a div that actually holds the container, and this uses width screen, height screen, and it's a flex. Is this display flex? Yeah, I think so. Flex. And then we should be able to like say, okay, so what I think we're going to do is we're going to take this. So this is just our yeah, I think we're going to like create an overlay. So this is like the overlay. And this also has, yeah, it's absolute, top 0, left 0, width screen, height screen. And the background color here would be like, it would be black, but we're going to use some opacity, like 20 or something. No, this is not. Oh shit! Yeah, I remember now. This is not how you actually do this. Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm so bad at UIs, and I spend so much time doing this. Now the point is, this is kind of the wrapper for the overlay, and then we want to have. This is absolute, and then we also want. This should be like background. Come on. Black. Opacity 20. And this should actually be. This should be absolute as well. Where you still have like top 0, left 0, width screen, height screen. So this also takes up all the space. But we can't have opacity on the model itself. So we need like a layer behind it, which has the opacity. And then this thing, yeah, so what we'll do here, we say center, justify, center, and items center, something like this. Error. Let's try this. Okay, we're just going to try to see if we can get this displayed, and then that's enough for now. Let's just use the same thing for now. And we're going to, just to test this, we're actually going to set the authentication feature. Initial context would be state error. What? Isn't that oh, sorry. We could actually test this here. This should pop up here. Okay, let's just see what happens now. Do I go to family? Did I click it? It actually worked. That's so nice. Yeah, it doesn't look that good though. Why doesn't it show the whole thing? Why doesn't it show it on center? Oh. Oh, it's not display. Oh, I added flex here, but it doesn't seem like. Isn't that? Oh, god damn it. Display flex. Yeah, it should just be flex. So I'm saying flex here, and then. Oh, sorry, I have to actually flex this thing, right? That's the thing I need to flex, not this one. There we go. I'm not sure what happened here. Why doesn't it have a background color of white? Oh, goddamn, I hate working on... Oh, is it behind something? Okay, let's give this a C of 20. I'll make this more dry next time. There we go. Here we are. Nice, it's working. Okay, cool. So we'll fix this next time. But this is nice. We're actually getting into some implementation now, and yeah, it's such a like this concept of a feature in React states like makes it an absolute joy to build UIs if you just remove the CSS part of it. But that's how you build all the UI. You always have a feature and you match on the state of that feature, and it just asks you, what do you want to display in this state? What do you want to display in this state? And it's really, really, really good. I really love this. Anyways, okay, so I'll stop now, and then we'll talk more tomorrow. And like now we're building the app, so this is fun, right? We're past all architecture and decision making. That's good. Cool. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.